techno-utopians who think that everybody can, that technology is going to resolve everything for us, and we'll talk a little bit about those guys in a minute. But I want to talk a little bit about the dark side of technology, and I want you to be aware of that. And I'm sure you are, but I'm just going to underscore it anyway. So the dark side of technology is we have all the information in the world. The dark side is that anybody can access this information, including your kids and our kids, and it is very hard to put controls on what people access. One of the problems that I'm seeing, and many other, thank you, Charlie, working in the inner city, I'm hoping that you can take something away from this that will help you. And I'm not sure how, but my heart goes out to people who are trying to help the people on the other side of the technological divide, because COVID is, working with some of these technologies. So allostatic loading has to do with how much stress is put on a system. So if you think about COVID as being an allostatic load, and that systems and people, so individual systems, family systems, social systems, usually are in homeostatic balance. They may be in a balance that is not actually healthy. They may have anxiety. They say on one side they drink to reduce their anxiety. The things that they do that are not adaptive put a load on the system, and when that load gets too heavy, people get outbreaks of clinical syndromes. Personality dysfunction may emerge if someone's sort of subsyndronal in their personality organization. So this allostatic loading that we're seeing now with COVID, I think, is what you're seeing in your practices. We call them the tappers. That's audio tone, and these you hold in your hand and you get a little buzz bilaterally. So if you're trained in EMDR, you can order those. I sometimes have patients use those, just the tappers, without doing processing for trying to emotionally regulate themselves. Some people find it very soothing to just hold the tappers and not to focus on anything traumatic, because you don't want to do that when they're by themselves. So let me jump into the technologies that I want you to know about. Some of them I use, and I'll tell you, and some that I haven't used, that I know about. So one is cranial electrical stimulation. This is a approach that was developed quite a long time ago. I think the Russians developed this technology. A little scary, but here's an early. So the HeartMath company has a number of different heart rate variability devices. This is the one I use in my office that I have on that large screen. So this is what my patients can see when they put their thumb in a sensor that's going to measure their pulse and give me a reading on their heart rate variability. When you're looking at that sine wave up there, on the left side of the sine wave is what we would consider maximum heart rate variability. And it sounds counterintuitive, but the maximum heart rate variability means there's a lot of flexibility in the system, and you get a fluid, large sine wave. And when someone's in low coherence, you get that jaggedy one. So basically what you do with heart rate variability biofeedback, you have someone come into your office, or you teach about them. You can teach them this on telehealth. You have them a sensor. I just